I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We're joined by Lunar Novaa. Hi.
Hi,
And introduce yourself to everybody, please.
I'm Lunar Novaa. I'm a PNG tuber at the moment. I play a lot of cozy, comfy games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, and most recently, the new Princess Peach game, of course.
The new Princess Peach game. Now, you say Stardew Valley, and it piques my interest because the new update just came out, and I'm doing everything I can to not jump into it with both feet.
The new update adds like a lot of content. It's very intimidating at first.
So there's a lot of difference then than the regular game.
Quite a lot, yeah, but it's a lot of late game things that they've added. So if it's your first playthrough, you shouldn't be too daunted by everything.
Yeah, it'd be my 30th or 31st playthrough. I've played quite a bit of Stardew Valley over the years. I'm really looking forward to it. But tell me about this Princess game you've been playing. What's drawn you to that one?
Well, it's the first Nintendo game that's had a focus on Princess Peach for, I think, 30 years, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And the gameplay is really fun. It's very unique. It's a lot of different things all kind of pushed into one. So there's never a dull moment.
So is it kind of taking some of the aspects of the earlier Mario games and adding a different twist to it?
Kind of. It's very much less platformy than all the other Mario games.
So more puzzles than platforms?
More puzzles and very much more party game mini games.
Wow, well, cool. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And have you been doing a lot of streams with that lately?
Yeah, it's pretty much the only thing I've been streaming the last couple weeks.
You've been laser focused on that one since. That's
I was told it's a very short game, but it's proving to be quite a bit longer than anyone thought.
When did you get started on the VTubing?
On VTubing, I believe it was a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. And what got you started? You just like the VTubers, want to give it a try?
Yeah, I used to be a facecam streamer, and then I quit for a while because I got busy with school and stuff. And when I got back into it, I was really in love with the thought of the fact I could be anything and anyone I wanted to be, rather than just showing myself. I could show a representation of myself that I enjoy.
Yeah, and it gives you that little extra shield between yourself and who you're entertaining. Is that a big part of what you're doing? It gives you that little extra stability.
Absolutely, it's a bit like a disconnect between me and the people that I interact with on stream and in Discord servers and stuff like that.
But you still get to interact with them, and that's a great part of this is that the interaction is still there, but you still have a little bit of safety to retreat to.
Absolutely, I get that interaction, but if I need to step away, it's easier to do so.
Were you always an entertaining type of person? Did you want to get out in front of people?
Not really, honestly. I was very shy and not really able to do public speaking until I started streaming. It's definitely like a very different kind of entertaining to anything else. Because you're in front of people, but physically you're not in front of people.
Yeah. I mean, you're still entertaining a lot of people, but you're doing it from an arm's length away.
Yeah, the comfort of my own home.
And that's a big thing too. When you realize that your potential audience is basically everybody who has a computer.
Exactly. It's since streaming and things like that have gotten more popular, it's definitely easier to become an entertainer.
Mm. Have you been able to expand to collaborate with a lot of people, or are you pretty much a one person stream?
I'm part of a VTubing group and I stream with a couple of my friends on occasion,
Hmm.
but for the most part, I like solo streaming.
What's the name of the group?
Astrum.
Astrum. So you have how many people do you have in it right now?
Uh, we have 8 at the moment, but we're looking to expand to a couple more people that we're friends with.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Now at least you have a group of people that you've pretty much vetted out, and you have a good idea what they like to do and how you work together with them.
Absolutely. It's like a little secure group of people I know I can go to play games with because I know we're close and it won't be awkward.
Well, it can be, and I've seen some collaborations go south pretty quick. But if you've done enough research, if you've done enough pre-work going into it, it should go pretty smooth.
Absolutely. The couple people we're looking to introduce are people I've known for pretty much my entire life,
Mm, that
which
sounds,
should be fun.
yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. Do you prefer on your own, or would you rather be with someone in the group?
I think it depends. I do enjoy being on my own when it comes to solo player games and for interacting with chat, but when it comes to playing like the harder games, because I am not very good at games, I do like there to be someone with me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to be the best at games, but if you're going to keep an audience, you still have to be entertaining with them, and that certainly does help that you're able to make that interaction with your audience, with your followers. Have you enjoyed that interaction with the people who come to watch your streams?
I really have. All the people I end up interacting with are really lovely people, and I genuinely call some of my best friends.
That's pretty excellent. I mean, when you started, did you think you were gonna be able to create that type of community?
Not at all. When I started, I thought I'd be stuck at 0 viewers and not really meet anyone. And I'm just really glad that I did get to meet quite a lot of people through VTubing and streaming in general.
Was it something where you just had to keep plugging until still the audience kind of built up slowly, or was there something that kind of triggered more people to come watch your stream?
What? Well, it was a bit of both.
Mhm.
Being a part of the Astrum group has helped a lot because it brings a lot of people together that all want to support us and support all their friends.
Mhm.
So it was really good for meeting people who were interested in
Mhm.
being a part of this community that we're building.
That is pretty good. And that's good to have that set up, and it does show the power of doing at least a little bit of networking because you do get some crossover and you do get that exposure. But again, after you get that exposure, you got to keep them in. It sounds like that you're able to attract and keep your audience well.
Which I am extremely grateful for.
Yeah, it can be a tough thing, and it's nice to see that number go up, but then to have it go back where it was, like, oh well, okay, well, thanks for what trying anyway. But you don't lose heart and you keep going. It sounds like you really want to make a big push on this channel.
Absolutely. It's something I really want to be successful in.
Hmm. So, what are your goals in the short term?
In the short term, I want to get to 500 followers on Twitch,
Hmm.
which shouldn't be too hard if I keep pushing. And I just want to build a community that are all kind to each other and hold each other up. Growing right now to help my fellow people in Astrum to also grow. Because I know a lot of their dreams are to do this full time as their career.
Yeah, it can be. It's it, it, all of the experience can help you in little tips and tricks and try to get people in, but it's still going to be that personality and how you interact with people that keeps them there. All of the bells and whistles could be nice, and we'll get you uh, some sort of following. But once you get them there, you got to keep them there. And it sounds like you've got a good core of people to work with, and good core of people that will keep coming out to your streams.
It is a very great and secure little group we have.
Now, as far as the long term goes, are there any big plans on the horizon for you?
Well, I am planning a 12-hour stream
Well,
for next month
mm-hmm.
as a celebration for being affiliate for 3 years.
Yep.
And I have a couple things in the works in terms of my PNG tuber model and things like that.
Mm. So you've got the affiliate going. Yeah, that's one thing you don't have to worry about at the moment. And and it sounds like to me you've already got a pretty good measure of success.
Absolutely. It's one of the things that, as silly as it is, the numbers being there is a big reason I am still able to do it.
Hmm. Would have been tough for you to be at this time and maybe have half the number of followers? It would have been discouraging for you.
I think it would have been, but again, I keep mentioning the people in Astrum, but they're also like a huge part of why I still stream.
Yeah, and these are these folks that are not just group members with you, but is it kind of like a team unit, a family unit? What how would you describe them?
We're definitely like a found family. We all have our little roles within the group. Like, my best friend Nazami Sora is like the motherly figure of the group,
Hmm.
and everyone else is the siblings that don't really know what's happening, but we all love each other.
Nah, they're there to support each other, and that is a great thing to have early on and be able to continue with it too, because sometimes you see groups start and fall apart pretty quickly, but this sounds like one that's going to be sticking around for a while.
We just certainly hope so. We're all very close outside of streaming,
Mm. That does make
and
a
we're
big
hoping
difference.
that's what brings us up
Yeah,
compared to other groups.
that's going to make a big difference down the road. Now you've got the Princess Peach game going. Of course, Stardew just got their recent update. Are there any games that you're looking forward to that are coming out soon that you really want to get in and stream?
I'm really looking forward to Concerned Ape, the guy who made Stardew's newest game
Hmm.
called Haunted Chocolatier, that he's been working on for a couple of years and looks incredibly fun.
It does, doesn't it? I've been waiting for it, but he keeps sending out all the Stardew patches. Uh,
He knows there's so many Stardew fans, he can't let that game die just yet.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to die. It's an amazing project, but it just makes me want to get into the chocolatier even more because I'd like to know what else is going on in that programmer mind of his. And it looks from the little previews we've got that it's about ready to go, but he wants to put on that little extra polish on it.
Absolutely. I think he's an absolutely incredible dev.
Mm,
To have made Stardew single handedly, everything by himself.
mm. And every little and continuing to tinker with it even at this date. It's not it's Stardew isn't a new game. It's been out a while. Um, and but to make it into a new game with every update by yourself is pretty amazing.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, for it to be almost a decade old and he's still putting out so much new content every year.
Well, are there some other games that you'd want to stream that you haven't gotten into yet?
I would like to stream some of the Souls-like games.
Hmm. Now, what are those like?
Very difficult, which is why I'm apprehensive about it.
Are they well, given the title, are they horror games? Are they fantasy games or both?
Uh, They're a kind of a bit of both. I wouldn't say they're horror more than they're just sort of dark.
Mhm.
It's very much a dark world that they've built, and it's a lot of fighting bosses that you'll never quite be strong enough to beat.
Oh, nice and frustrating. Well, that should give you some good content.
Absolutely. I know one of my friends has been streaming it, but the chat can spawn in different enemies for him to
Oh,
make it even more difficult.
well, that's an extra handicap. You better be very nice to your chat when you do that game.
His
So,
chat are not very nice to him during it.
oh, no. So they get the chance to like vote on somebody coming in, or how do they activate it?
It's based on a point system. You gain points by spending bits and following and things like that,
Hmm.
and you can ruin his day.
Well, that sounds like a game that's absolutely made for streaming. It basically writes its own content, doesn't it?
Absolutely, which is one of the great things about it.
Well, and one of the scary things too for the person making the content, I imagine.
Absolutely terrifying.
It's hard to you can't even plan because you don't know when somebody's going to sneak in and snack something in on you.
You very much have to be ready for anything.
So it's a good idea to make sure you've got a really good feeling about your chat. Say hi to every single one of them when they come in, or they're
A
gonna
very good friendship with every single one of them, or your day will be absolutely ruined.
send them all Christmas cards. Make sure they're on your list because that's gonna be a long day. I think that would be really fun to watch, and that really would be. Any other games that you're looking forward to giving a try?
I have quite a few that I am excited to play. Uh, one of the Adventure Time games, Pirates of the Enchiridion, I started playing and then took a break because of uni work and completely forgot to continue with it.
And now, is that a role playing game or is it what type of game is that?
Uh, it's kind of a role playing game. It's a story game
Hmm.
more than anything else.
Hmm.
It was definitely made for quite young children,
Yeah,
which means it's nice and easy for me.
yeah. That doesn't mean it's not any less fun. I mean,
It's incredibly fun.
yeah. What other games have you got there ready to go if you want to take a shot at them?
I've got some Cult of the Lamb ready to go.
Mm. Well,
Uh, I'm planning on trying out Guild Wars pretty soon
uh-huh,
with a friend.
yeah. The Cult of the Lamb game looks like it would be a lot of fun, but also it looks like it would be one that you could sit down and start playing and then look up and it's 5, 6 hours later.
Definitely, it's one of those games where when I played it on my own, it took up so much of my time.
And you're still with at university, so I imagine that took that was probably not a good matchup.
No, not at all. I ended up failing one of my assignments because I spent so much time on Cult of the Lamb and Stardew Valley when I was supposed to be working.
Oh no. But you got better at the games.
It,
Not worth it probably, but you never know. You never know. It helped you on the streams eventually, I'd imagine. But the the games themselves, if you can get the right one and with the right audience, that can really make a really good line of streams for you. Have you kind of caught this wave with the Princess Peach game, you think?
yeah, I think I have. But the game where I get the most of chat being themselves is Papa's Freezeria, which is a very old Flash game.
Sometimes the old ones are the best. So,
People love that nostalgia.
so what type of game? What do you do there? Just make pizzas?
You make ice cream for people.
Oh, freezeria. I thought it said pizzeria.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the audience gets involved in that one.
Yeah, there's a game mode in it where you can just kind of make whatever ice cream you want to make, and it will spit out a randomly generated NPC to come collect it and pay for it.
Oh my gosh.
So we had a little section of chat making their own ice creams and seeing what the game thought they'd look like.
Oh, I don't even want to think about some of the stuff that they come up with. Very, very little of it edible, I imagine.
A lot of it was very interesting.
You're being kind. I know.
I'd never be mean to my chat, only to my mods.
And see, you're getting ready for when that one game comes out where they can vote your next opponent in. Always taking care of the chat, making sure they're on your side. That's a good idea. The so right now you're doing the Peach game. Are you planning to stick with that for a while, or are you gonna sneak off for another game here now and again?
I'm definitely going to stick with the Princess Peach game until I'm finished with it,
Mm-hmm.
which I think I'm near the end,
Mm-hmm.
probably, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
it is hard to tell with a Nintendo game.
no, yeah, they give you a whole nother level afterwards, and then maybe jump into Stardew for a while.
I do really want to stream some Stardew, but I'm so close to being in the end game in my personal playthrough, and I don't think people want to watch just the end of me playing, and it is very difficult to restart when you know you're so close to finishing.
Oh, I know that. You don't get 30 saves without doing that a few times. And from what I understand, there's some of the tasks are now harder to get if you're trying to 100% it.
So
Um,
much harder to get.
no, like I don't know about that. It took a long time to get them in the first place. But it sounds like you've got things going pretty well, and you know exactly what you wanted to do. Uh, Sounds like you're on a roll.
I definitely feel like it, which is a really nice feeling after a long time of not really being sure where I wanted streams to go to.
That's excellent. I'm glad that you're able. I'm glad that you're comfortable with it. I'm glad that you've got an upward trend, and I look forward to see what you have to offer in the future. For folks who want to see what you've got going on, how can they get to what you're doing?
I go by Lunar_Novaa with two A's on pretty much every social media platform there is.
Yeah, and we'll have links coming up in the description to this interview as well, so folks can tune in and see what Luna Nova is up to. I thank you so much for coming on, and it's a pleasure talking with you. And I hope we get you again here in the future.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.